friends, let's look at today's news and editorials with a universalist perspective. We universalists believe the true word of God is Christ on the cross. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. So we have many experts writing about things, often reflecting good life lessons, words of wisdom, eternal truths, but often there's some judgment here. So I want to just comment on some of these. Donald Trump's energy evangelist. The GOP has spent the many hot years of Washington's climate wars on defense, unable to articulate a positive alternative to the left's grim new religion. Well, it is true that many people lift science, politics to kind of the status of a religion. They idolize false gods. She notes Secretary Chris Wright wants to get politics out of power business. So many of my friends in Denver and I think Chris Wright is a great choice, but to think you can get politics out of power businesses, no. Politics is involved in everything. The hostage who kept the Sabbath. Adam Berger, 20, has profound parallels in the ancient history of the Jewish people. Well, that's true with any hostage, really, from whatever faith tradition, including agnosticism. The Education Department and the KKK. This is interesting. The Trump administration's desire to dismantle the Education Department has inspired some alarm. Those panicking would do well to remember a key historical fact. One of the leading advocates of creating such a department was the Ku Klux Klan. Didn't know that. Sovereign wealth for politicians. All the reasons Trump's government investment fund is a very bad idea. They start out. Now here's an idea. Leverage federal assets to create a new investment fund for the political class to invest in whatever it pleases, including private companies. What could possibly go wrong? Test scores fall. Unions want more. An iron rule of education politics is that the more test scores decline, the more money the teachers unions demand. I will comment on this. Test scores are not as meaningful as we all believe they are. I speak as a clinician practicing medicine for over 40 years. Clinicians judge by quality metrics and how they take care of the electronic record more than the patients in front of them. It's the same thing in education. New York's giant climate tax. New York and California compete for the dishonor of having the nation's highest tax burdens. Now Empire State Governor Kathy Hochul is vying with Governor Gavin Newsom for the nation's most expensive electric bills by emulating the Golden State's climate obsession. The left didn't always love USAID. The U.S. Agency for International Development is making headlines, and there seems to be a standard partisan divide on the issue, but the history of political support for or opposition to the agency is complex. Life is complex and messy, folks. Germany's center-right walks an immigration tightrope. Can you beat them by joining them? That's the question roiling German politics ahead of federal election on February 23rd. And then finally, Donald Trump's two minds on tariffs. Barton Swain writes, Donald Trump contains multitudes. Trying to understand his thinking or divine his motives can drive you insane, which may be the point. Again, life is complex. Life is messy. People disagree on all kinds of things. But in the end, I believe our God is in charge, not the leaders of all the nations.